every part has an inherent nature of the whole. God is all-knowing, therefore we have a desire for knowledge. God is an eternal entity, and so are we. We desire to live forever. God is independent, therefore we desire independence. We want independence from Maya. That's the actuality. Inwardly, that's what we want. And we think independence from people, independence from social laws, that's what, I just want to be free of it. But inside, it's freedom from Maya. And then again, the desire to rule. God is the governor of the entire universe. Therefore, we have this desire within us to rule. This whole thing that I have mentioned to you in this connected way, you will not find this in any religion. It is only there completely in one religion, which is referred to as Sanatan Dharma. Sanatan Dharma means eternal religion. Today, there is a worldwide seeking for a universal spirituality. This is not something very new. This concept of a universal religion, it is the very foundation of the greatest religion, the oldest, most diverse religion, which we call Hinduism. The actual name of Hinduism is Sanatan Dharma. Hinduism was a name given at a later date. But the name of Hinduism is Sanatan Dharma, which means eternal religion. Why? Because the wisdom that has been given in all the scriptures are eternal laws, and they apply to all people at all times. It is the very law of existence, and that's why the very motto of Sanatan Dharma is Vasudhaiva Kutambakam. The whole world is one family. There is no difference. You know, once Swami Vivekanand, he was invited by one of his adversaries just to make fun of him and provoke him. When he went to that person's house, you know what he did? That person had piled up all the books of scriptures of different religions. At the bottom was the Bhagavad Gita, and right on the top was the Bible. And when Vivekananda saw this, instead of being provoked, he smiled. He said, wow, how beautiful the way you have put all these scriptures. The best foundation you have given right at the bottom is the Bhagavad Gita. So the foundation of universal religion is Sanatan Dharma, and the explanation that I have presented to you of why we desire happiness is there in Sanatan Dharma. And although it is there, and there are many people who speak on this subject, but the connected way I have presented to you has come from my spiritual master. That's why it seems logical, it seems so connected. And it's very important for us to understand this properly, in the depth of it, because only then we will be able to attain our supreme goal of divine bliss. Now, there is another proof of our inseparable, intimate connection with God. Each and every one of us has a natural love for divine qualities. We love truth, we love forgiveness, we love non-violence, mercy, peace, etc. Now some of you may be thinking, I don't accept this at all. Don't you know what's happening in this world? Have you read the newspapers? Do you watch TV? Can't you see what's happening? There's so much of corruption. People are cheating people. So much of violence. And you say we all naturally love these divine qualities? Yes, we do. Suppose you have a friend who you can say is a born liar. Some people lie a lot. They hardly ever speak the truth. Maybe when they're just sleeping, then you can be sure they're truthful. Suppose you lie to this friend of yours one day and he finds out. He gets really angry. So you lied to me. How dare you do that? What do you mean? You lie all the time. I lied to you only once. He said, but that's got nothing to do with you. It's not your business whether I lie all the time. But why did you lie to me? So the truth is, we like our own lies, but we don't like the lies of somebody else. We can abuse somebody, but we don't want anybody to abuse us. We can hit somebody, but we don't want anybody to hit us. A thief, what does the thief do? The thief steals people's things. Now suppose you go about stealing something which is very special belonging to that thief. Now watch. Will the thief have objection? Of course. How dare you? He'll be angry. But why are you angry? You should be happy that you got company. One more thief to keep you company. But no, there is an objection. So, whether we are able to follow this or not, that's a different matter. But we have a natural love for divine qualities, and this is due to the fact that we are parts of that God. That's where this love for these divine qualities comes from. It is a law that every part is inevitably endowed with the nature of the whole. And this is the reason that each and every living being desires only happiness, and he can never ever desire unhappiness, even if he tries to do so for millions and millions of lives. It's against our nature. Now, in spite of the fact that we are constantly, incessantly, desperately searching for happiness day and night, the truth is, we really don't know what the definition of happiness is. The definition of happiness has been given in the Vedas. Yo vai bhuma tat sukham nalpe sukhamasti. What is happiness? We can all identify with it when I tell you about it. True happiness is that which is everlasting. Isn't this what we want? Nobody wants temporary happiness. We want everlasting happiness. Secondly, true happiness is that which is unlimited. Don't we want that? Do you want happiness that is limited? No. Unlimited. Thirdly, happiness is that which is ever increasing. Nobody wants happiness that goes diminishing, follows the law of diminishing returns. So three things we have known from the Vedas. Happiness is that which is everlasting. Happiness is that which is unlimited. Happiness is that which is ever increasing. And it can never ever be followed by unhappiness. Just as darkness can never overpower light. In the same way, true happiness, once attained, can never be followed by misery. It is eternal, everlasting. Now our next question is, how long have we been searching for this happiness? We know that this effort is incessant, but how long has it been going on? The scriptures say we are eternal entities. Sarva jive, sarva sansthe brihante, asmin hanso bhramyate brahmachakre, prithagatmanam preritarancha matva, jushtas tataste namritatvameti. Shvetashvatara Upanishad, first chapter, 6th verse. There are several verses in Shvetashvatara Upanishad specifying this truth. Gya kyau dvavaja vishanisha vaja heka bhoktri bhogyartha yukta anantasyatma vishvarupo hyakarta trayam yada vindate brahma metat. Verse number 19. Etaj gyeyam nityamevatma sanstham natah param veditavyam hi kinchit. Shvetashvatara Upanishad, number 1/12. Again, in the same book of scripture, Ajam ekam lohita shukla krishnam, number 4/5. Dvasu parna sayuja sakhaya samanam vriksham parikhasva jate, number 4/6. In the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says, Jiva bhuta sanatanaha. All living entities are eternal, unborn, beginningless. In the Srimad Bhagavad Puran, we have the same thing said. Suparna vetau sadrishau sakhayau yadrichhayaitau kritanidau cha vrikshe ekastayo khadati pippalan. 6th canto, 11th chapter, 11th verse. The most beautiful description of this is in the Bhagavad Gita. This was the very first knowledge that Lord Krishna gave to Arjuna. Some of you must have read these parts. Lord Krishna says, Na jayate mriyate va kadachinnayam bhutva bhavita va na bhuya ajo nitya shashvatoyam purano na hanyate hanyamane sharire. 2nd chapter, 20th verse. The soul is neither born nor does it die. Nor when the body dies, does it die. It is unborn. Then what is death? In the 22nd verse, Lord Krishna says, Vasansi jirnani yatha vihaya navani grihnati naro parani tatha sharirani vihaya jirnan nyanyani sanyati navani dehi. Death of the body is like we wear clothes. When they become old, we wear new ones. And sometimes we discard even new clothes because we don't like them. So this can be compared to the death of this body. It's like changing clothes. Once a man was cleaning his attic and his wife was downstairs. And all of a sudden she heard a very loud noise from above. And she came running. What's happened? What's happened to you? Nothing's happened. What do you mean? I heard such a loud sound. Are you hurt? He said, nothing happened. But what was the sound? He said, well, it was only my gown that fell down. Your gown? How can your gown make so much sound? He said, it made sound because I was inside the gown. That's why. So, this body is like a gown. It's the gown of the soul. But the soul, nainam chindanti shastrani, nainam dahati pavaka, na chainam kledayantyapo, na shoshayati maruta. 2nd chapter, 23rd verse. The soul cannot be cut by any weapon. It cannot be dried by any wind. It cannot be wet by water. It cannot be burnt by fire. That means we can never die. We means I, the soul. It makes a person fearless. This knowledge which, if it sinks inside us. It is said that when the freedom fighters, in 1947, when they went out to fight, they would recite these very verses of the Bhagavad Gita and they would gain strength from it. Nobody can kill me. They would be fearless. The other day I told you that Aristotle was a tutor of King Alexander. When King Alexander went to the east to conquer different countries, he asked his master, tell me, what can I bring back for you? And Aristotle said, bring me a monk from India, a saint I've heard so much about the wisdom of people in India. So that's all I want, if you can do that for me. So when Alexander was in India, he went out desperately in search. And one day he was led to this monk who was lying on the banks of the Indus River. He was barefooted, almost naked, but there was such a radiance, a peace, a glow on his face that Alexander was drawn towards him. Alexander was representing riches on the outside, diamond crown, royal clothes. And this man, he represented outwardly poverty, but inner richness. Alexander, when he saw him, he knew this is the man. I must take him back to Greece for my master. He approached this man and he said, I want you to come back to Greece with me. The monk laughed heartily. What do you mean? Well, I want you to come back to Greece. What makes you think I want to go? You know, I'm Alexander the Great. I can give you half my kingdom. I can give you my wealth. The monk said, I have no need for all those things. What you can give me is gold, silver, diamonds. I have no value for those things. He refused totally, and that made Alexander the Great very angry. Nobody had ever spoken to him like that. He got so angry, he immediately took out his sword. I'm going to kill you now. This monk was absolutely fearless. No change on his appearance. Kill me, kill me, kill me. There is no sword that can kill me. No sword that can wound me. And there is no sorrow that can tamper with my happiness. When Alexander saw this reaction, his sword just fell from his hands and he was ashamed. He felt so poor inside in spite of his great riches. So the soul is an eternal entity, and this has been stated in several scriptures. Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityur dhruvam janma mritasyata. 2nd chapter, 27th verse. That which is born is bound to die. And that which has always existed will always exist. Nasato vidyate bhavo, na bhavo vidyate satah. Of the real, there is no ceasing to be. 2nd chapter, 16th verse. Mind you, I'm very quickly going through these important truths. But each and every verse contains very important, profound truths. What we need to know is that the soul, the real I, is an eternal entity. We are unborn, we are beginningless, and therefore our search, our quest for happiness is also a beginningless one. We have been in existence since God has been in existence, and God has been in existence since we have been in existence, and both God and the soul, both of us have been in existence ever since the time even time did not exist. Time, it came into being after creation. So our search for happiness is a beginningless one. We may succeed, we may prosper in this material world, but we will never attain that perfect happiness that we are searching for. That can only be ours when we find God or when we attain Him. Now, before we begin this quest, that is, finding out how we can attain God, how we can know Him, we need to thrash out the question before us, which we took up today. Does God exist or not? There are so many people who don't believe in God. So, the age-old question, if God exists, why can we not see Him? What is the proof of His existence? Be prepared to listen to this. You'll have to put your whole mind to it. because it's a lot of logic there. But we will discuss this important question next time. Boli Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki, Srimad Sadguru Sarkar ki.
Radhe Radhe Govinda, Radhe Radhe